Engineer Japhet Koome is currently the commandant of the National Police College, main campus Kiganjo. He has over 31 years experience in the police service, and he started as a police constable in 1991 and rose through the ranks over the years. Mr. Speaker, the nominee has served in various senior managerial positions such as Commander, Anti-Stock Theft Unit, OCPD in various regions, Officer in charge of practical police work at Kiganjo Police Training College, Deputy Director Planning in Kenya Police Service, Regional Commander in Nairobi, and later the Principal Deputy Inspector General, a position held before he became a commandant of the National Police College. Mr. Speaker, during his tenure in the police service, Engineer Koome played key role as operational commander during the Tokyo International Conference on Africa Development in Nairobi, United Nations Conference and Trade Development, and the visit by the Pope Francis to Nairobi, Kenya, and the general election of the year 2017, among other major international conferences held in Nairobi. Mr. Speaker, Article 245, Section 1 and 245, Section 2A of the Constitution establishes the Office of the Inspector General, which is an office in the National Police Service. The Inspector General is appointed by the President with approval of Parliament. The Inspector General exercises independent command over the National Police Service and performs any other function prescribed by the national legislation. Madam Speaker, the name of the nominee and his curriculum vitae were referred to the Speaker of the National Assembly, to the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Affairs, and by the Speaker of the Senate to the Standing Committee on National Security, Defense, and Foreign Relations. The committees held a preliminary sitting on Monday, the 7th November 2022, to prepare for the approval hearing and consider memoranda received from the public. Madam Speaker, to fulfill the requirement on personal integrity, the clerk on Tuesday, 25th October, wrote to the Directorate of Criminal Investigation, Kenya Revenue Authority, the Ethics and Corruption Commission, the Registrar of Political Parties, and the Higher Education Loan Board to ascertain the nominee's good standing with the said government institutions. The nominee was also required to submit clearance letters from the said agencies. Madam Speaker, the Formation Committee complied with the constitutional and legal requirement and established procedures for the approval hearing. The committees ensured public participation and openness in carrying out the approval process. Notification inviting the public to submit memoranda were placed in the mainstream print media on the 25th of October, as required under the law. Madam Speaker, the committees conducted the approval hearing on 8th, that is on Tuesday, 2022, in conducting the approval hearing. The committee were guided by the provision of the Constitution, the National Police Service Act 2011, and the Public Appointment Act 2011, and the standing orders of the respective houses. Madam Speaker, during the approval hearing, the committee considered the nominees' duly filled questionnaire, the curriculum vitae, the candidates' academic credentials, provisional training and experience, personal integrity and background report from relevant authorities, and oral submission, and made the following observation. 1, that the nominee is an experienced police officer serving at the rank of the Senior Assistant Inspector General of Police. He joined the Kenya Police Service in 1991 and rose through the ranks to his current rank, currently serving as the Commandant of the National Police College, Kiganjo. He has experience of 21 years in the police service. 2, that the nominee has a rich academic background He holds a bachelor's degree in civil engineering from Nairobi University, awarded in 1990, and is a registered civil engineer by the Engineers Board of Kenya. In addition, Madam Speaker, he holds certificates and awards on counting violence extremist, regional senior mission leaders courses, transformational organization culture for maximum growth, and major crime management course, among many others, Madam Speaker. The nominee holds several awards in recognition of his outstanding and distinguished service he rendered to the nation in various capacities and responsibilities. During the approval hearing, Madam Speaker, the nominee exhibited knowledge in matters relating to security, law, management, leadership skills, and qualities necessary to administer and manage the command of the National Police Service as a disciplined service as prescribed under Section 11 of the National Police Act. That based on the evidence submitted during the approval hearing, the nominee met all the constitutional requirements of Chapter 6 of the Constitution on leadership and integrity and statutory requirements necessary for appointment as Inspector General of the National Police Service, provided for under Section 7B of the Public Appointment and Parliamentary Approval Act number 33 of 2011, that the nominee has never been dismissed from office for contravention of the provision of Article 75(1) or 76, 77, and even 78B of the Constitution of Kenya, that the nominee has the necessary experience and qualified to hold the office of the Inspector General of the Police Service Commission, National Police Service, as per the requirement of the National Police Service 2011. Madam Speaker, the recommendation of the committee is that this House approve the nomination of Engineer Japhet Koome Nchebere for appointment to the position of Inspector of Police by appointing authority. Mr. Speaker, I beg to move, and now I want to call upon, Madam Speaker, my Vice Chair, Honorable Raso, to second.
Yes, seconder?
Yes, it's me. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you, Chair. I second this motion by saying this, that Mr. Japhet Koome is one of the most distinguished police officers in their career. In a very long time, he happens to be one of those who have waited in line for almost 30 years to rise to the very top. For that reason, in this country, if there is justice, fairness, equity, and all those things that are associated with the good things that we find in the Bill of Rights, then anyone can rise to the top. Madam Speaker, as the chairman has already elaborated, we looked at Article 10, Article 243, Chapter 6, in particular Article 73, responsibilities of leadership, conduct, financial probity, citizenship, and leadership. The committee raised several questions with this particular nominee that has to do with corruption, extrajudicial killings, insecurity, particularly in livestock rustling and killing in Asal and Asal areas. Madam Speaker, this particular nominee has shown us that he is up to the task because he ably answered all the questions that were raised by this honorable committee. Madam Speaker, further to that, I think Mr. Koome comes about as one of those who have rose through the ranks from a constable to Senior Assistant Deputy Inspector General. That is indicative that he has been able to do all the police work. His last assignment was the commandant, Kiganjo Police Training College, which is the premier police academy in Kenya. From that, it is showing us a very clear indication that this man has the understanding of police work at all required levels. And for that reason, we believe as a committee that the person we have presented today will be able to do police work, believing and following the Constitution, and also the Police Service Act 2011, and also the amended version, which is 2015. With those few remarks, Madam Speaker, I want to call upon the House to approve this nominee so that there is no gap within the Police Service Commission that has not had a DIG, an IG, I think, for the last 2 months or so. Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I beg to second.
To propose the question. Honorable members, I'll propose the question first. Honorable members, I propose the question that taking into consideration the findings of the Joint Committee on National Assembly, Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Affairs, and the Senate Standing Committee on National Security, Defense and Foreign Relations, in its report on the vetting of Engineer Japhet Koome Nchebere for approval as Inspector General of the National Police Service, laid on the table of the House on Wednesday, November 9, 2022, and pursuant to the provisions of Section 12(1) of the National Police Service Act 2021 and Section 8 of the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act 2011. This House approves the appointment of Engineer Japhet Koome Nchebere as the Inspector General of the National Police Service. Okay. Honorable members, is it the mood of the House? So then, honorable members, I'm going to put the question, which is that the mover be called upon to reply, because the mover has a right to reply. May as many or as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Okay, honorable members, then in that case, honorable members, order. May as many as of the contrary opinion say nay. Nay. The ayes have it. So then, honorable members, I call upon the mover to reply.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I want to take this opportunity to thank members by approving the nominee for the position of the Inspector General of Police. And I want to say that the man is up to the task. We know the challenges that are ahead of us in this country. And I want to say, I reply.
Honorable members, I now put the question that taking into consideration the findings of the Joint Committee on the National Assembly, Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Affairs, and the Senate Standing Committee on National Security, Defense and Foreign Relations in its report on the vetting of Engineer Japhet Koome Nchebere for the approval of Inspector General of National Police Service, laid on the table of the House on Wednesday, November 9, 2022, and pursuant to the provisions of Section 12(1) of the National Police Service Act 2011 and Section 8 of the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act 2011. This House approves the appointment of Engineer Japhet Koome Nchebere as the Inspector General of the National Police Service. May as many as of that opinion say aye. Aye. May as many of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable members, next order.
Order number 11, motion, tree planting along the roadsides and road reserves.
The Honorable Kiarie. Order, honorable members, those who are withdrawing from the chamber, may you kindly do so in silence. I would like now to invite the Honorable John Kiarie, MP. The Honorable John Kiarie, KJ, kindly provide the